We're checking into Psyck.
Psyck.
Yo, check it out. It's a Psyck discussion.
You tuned in to Psyck Discussions. You are now listening to a Psyck Discussion.
Yo, welcome back to another episode of Psyck Discussion.
Sick.
As always, it's your boy, Reggie So Dope.
What up, it's Devin.
What's going on, y'all? This Marv.
And it's Sam Dank IV. You already know what it is.
We got another fire episode for y'all, but as you see, we are not alone.
Nope.
We have a very special guest for this episode. One of my favorite funny people from Chicago. We got my man Kyrie the comic in the building.
What up?
Sound effect yourself. Tell us a little bit about yourself.
What's up, people? My name is Kyrie the Comic. I hail from Chicago, out west Illinois.
Roaches.
With the
Wow.
With the S.
We're
down. With the S.
Someone who looks like a roach.
We're getting started. Oh, we're potting.
I came with fire.
We're potting
He
today.
said only people from out west pronounce the S in Illinois. Ooh.
Nope.
That educated ass joke. That's
I ain't gonna get started. We gonna go there though. We got to.
I see what kind of episode this is.
Oh yeah, no. Reggie, you know why he brought me.
All right, tell us about yourself, man.
Okay.
Damn.
Wow, where do I start? So right now everything is weird because of Corona, man. I haven't done any shows since I've been back in Chicago with Corona season. But I've been living out in LA for the last few years, doing stand up, doing shows, creating shows, trying to get some stuff on the network, man. Like I said, born and raised in Chicago. I do a ton of like activist type stuff, but I just care about my people. You know what I'm saying? So I don't really try to put too many labels on it, but I do so I can function. But I'm into linking with people and making a change, whatever that looks like.
I'm here for that, bro.
Beautiful. So we're about to get started then.
Just jump on in it, man.
So today's conversation is being black at work. And I just thought Kyrie was an amazing guest for this episode because we used to work with white folks together. We're in different parts of the world, but same place. That place that shall not be named.
Oh boy.
And so I'm going to ask y'all straight up, what the hell does it even mean to be black at work?
Me at work.
Definition for
Somebody.
Right.
Me when I walk into the office.
Right.
What's the definition?
I feel like for us, it's like being us. Like we just in there being like ourselves or black or just pro-black if we're pro-black or whatever the case is. But I feel like outside of us, right, it's a representation to others of what black is. You know, especially if you have white coworkers, like especially if you work in a predominantly white employer or whatever, they're looking at you. They're like, okay, that's
the representation of
that's
blacks.
how black people are. Right.
you are the
I gotta represent the whole
whole race.
Yeah, the whole movement.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Anytime it's a news, anything, everyone has to come to me for that.
Kyrie, so what do you think about?
So the other day,
I was watching the
I saw Little Dirk and
I saw a black guy who looked like he could be your cousin.
Man.
You know you get it.
Hey.
I know y'all done heard it before.
No, say, he looked relatively familiar. Bitch, you said he looked like me. Yo, so I got a definition for y'all, to be honest. So I was doing some reading, and there was actually this interview that was conducted by Fortune.com, and it was called Working While Black. So they interviewed a few black people at Fortune, and this is a woman named Kelly, and this is what she said it means. She said, working while black means I am white enough that people are comfortable with me as long as I don't cause too much attention to my blackness. I am seen as black when you need me to shed insight and speak to the black experience, as if my voice could possibly explain all the thoughts and opinions on what an entire race of individuals and business owners want or need. While in the work setting, I am actively aware and reminded that I do not have the privilege of fitting in just by sheer experience. She said that's what it means to be black.
Damn.
She not capping.
That shit
Dropping
crazy.
knowledge.
No cap.
I was sure gonna say you better know how to code switch.
Yeah.
Well, hey, no, but you got to speak on that because code switching in itself,
real.
like,
Yeah.
I don't know if there's any studies on what that means for us psychologically. That we literally have to be two people in one.
Yeah.
Right.
You know, and we already know mental health and what the stigma looks like in our community, but now we're saying, hey, if you are exceptional by any means and you plan to stay exceptional, make sure you're able to, you know, switch everything from vernacular, posture, everything.
I love that. I love that. So we gonna bring it personal, man. Like, how do y'all show your blackness at work? Like, how do we as individuals at this table show our blackness at work?
Man, I come in that shit with the fresh braid. I come in that bitch fresh braided up. I be oh yeah, you see my shit? They be like, nice hair. I be like, yup.
Do you let them touch it?
You can't do your shit like this.
Do you let them touch your hair?
Hell no.
Oh, boss.
Hey, look, you better not. You have to have a
There'll
talk.
be all
No.
types of booger sugar in your
No,
purse.
you
if you let
can't.
them touch it.
But to echo on that though, I locked my hair. One of the whitest jobs. I had to rebel. I locked my hair. They was like, oh, we
crazy.
like what you did. Trying to see if it was okay.
Yeah.
Did I say the right thing?
Yeah. What about y'all? Y'all got any ways in particular you show your blackness at work, or have shown your blackness at work in predominantly white spaces?
For me, my desk is pretty decorated with the J. Cole's, the Jay-Z's, the black artists.
Yeah.
So they know when they walk past, it's probably a black guy's desk. But you know,
Either you are a young white girl that's just into hip hop.
Hey, that made me think about the barbershop, even though it's not predominantly white or whatever. How folks came in there, you put the big old picture of Pam Grier on the shit. It was like, oh, this is. So I just imagine if you went into like you at your place of employment, that's a white establishment or whatever, and you just got a big old, you dig, Pam Grier like out there with the shotgun.
How big was yours? How big was your J. Cole pictures and stuff?
it's all pretty. I got like at least 15, 10 different posters up.
Oh, okay, you super niggerly.
They can't.
Little 8x10 in the little frame.
You pretty much like Marv. You came in there with a do-rag on. That's the level of nigger you've reached.
That is the chemistry that is taking place.
We need a nigger now. Some type of meter to
It ranges from just a black fist to literally the do-rag. I think that is the range.
I think the do-rag would be the extreme.
You know what though? I would go a step farther. I would always tell them like, hey, you know, I really appreciate pot bellies for lunch. I appreciate sandwiches. I appreciate pizza. Can we get some jerk though?
Some wings.
Can we get some Harold
sprinkle it on
Skater
there.
and
Sharks.
cheese and thank
Extra
you?
lemon pepper.
Uncle Remus, really, because I think we deserve the finer things in life.
I'm dead.
If I had
I said you got that in there.
If I had another, I'm gonna let you have your West Side
I
grade.
was about to say, that's your West Side.
But if
Show
I
me.
had another Mediterranean, like a roti type of
Oh
fucking
my god.
work meeting, I'd lose.
I'm
What the
to
hell is
throw up.
roti, bro? Why are you giving me this to me 2 times a month? I can't jerk this shit.
Well, I got the jerk sauce in my bag. We gonna jerk this right.
You know what I mean? I can't put hot sauce on couscous, nigga.
Okay.
You just gotta try the new things.
About
You just try to
couscous.
season some shit, okay?
Right.
Just Lawry's.
Sarah.
Right.
Just Lawry's. I mean, I think I show my blackness
all
at work in a lot of different ways. When I started to feel like attacked at work, what I would do is my first hour, I would block off my calendar. Like it said that I was like busy, but I would literally like play my like gospel music or like neo. So I would do gospel in the morning and then I'll do neo soul right after work. So I gave time on my schedule. I was not available and I was at my desk just preparing myself to finish what I had to do. One point I even showed up in a dashiki, y'all.
Go crazy.
I did, and I don't even really wear
know what?
dashikis like
know
that.
what?
But nah, I wore the fuck out that dashiki. And then I started wearing shirts that said shit, like I'm my ancestors' wildest dream.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like blackety black. Like it was just.
Now I'm black, y'all.
I had to. I had to start to remind myself, because sometimes when you work with white folks, man, and you do it so long, you do it so well.
It's so cold
Man, you
switch.
start to adapt though.
That's true. That's true.
Assimilate.
Man.
Right.
You assimilate.
So
to
cold
to
switch.
stay around, man.
Facts.
Yeah.
You
That shit
code
crazy.
switch. You switch shit. Really, who you are in a sense.
Oh.
Depending on how deep your assimilation go. Come on, man. I just pulled up in the hood at Starbucks. Niggas is like, what is this LA thing you do when you go get coffee
Right.
before you pull up? And I'm like, I don't know. I feel like a robot. I can't compute. How did you get coffee?
I forgot my fifth of hen at the crib. I
Right,
got the
that's-
Starbucks cup.
Starbucks.
And yeah, that's how it is. It's just like little things, man. And that's why it's so important that you stay in touch with your people, because even something like a 4-year degree can make you assimilate to a certain degree. And it's not always bad getting new things, but it is sometimes bad how you may look at the old things.
But also, we don't have to. We can still associate a 4-year degree with being black.
No, no doubt.
okay,
but
okay.
in terms of assimilating, because where did you get your 4-year degree? Did you really go to historically black college, or
Right.
did you go to that predominantly white institution?
Right.
And when you were there, did you pick up things that were anti-black just because it was taught?
Ooh, subliminally.
Okay.
Yeah, no doubt. Subliminal. We know the people who funded for our education. I would hope that everyone was more thorough enough to research whom took it upon themselves to fund so many public institutions and craft what those curriculums would teach.
Right.
Okay.
Beautiful.
Man.
Hey, I like when we
Hey,
go
going
with this.
crazy
Okay.
already. Okay.
The crunch of these
Hey,
blackest
okay.
niggas.
That's why you gotta read. That's why you gotta read, man.
You got to go from the fist to the do-rag. You got to
Yeah,
have
have
both.
All right, so I want to read a definition real quick, and then I'm gonna ask a question that pertains to it. And the definition is microaggression.
Yes.
Right?
The
So
answer
I'm
is
gonna
yes.
read it. I'm gonna read it. We gonna go there, right? And so Vox.com, they have an article called "What are microaggressions?" And they say microaggressions are more than just insults, insensitive comments, or generalized jerky behavior. They're something very specific. The kinds of remarks, questions, or actions that are painful because they have to do with the person's membership in a group that's discriminated against or subject to stereotypes. And a key part of what makes them so discerning is that they happen casually, frequently, and often without any harm intended in everyday life, right? So those are microaggressions. So my question to y'all is, have you experienced them at work? If so, how?
Yes. yes.
That's a good
Yes.
story. Yeah, bro.
Drop some knowledge.
So, I'll say it. I work at Live Nation, so we do a bunch of concerts. In the Chicago office, there's some talent bookers. I'm known as listening to like hip hop, R&B. A talent booker. When I first started, which was kind of weird, he always came and asked me, "So you guys like it would be an upcoming hip hop artist that I might not even like know about. It'd be like, what do you think about Little TK or Little whatever? Can we book them at the House of Blues?" And I'm just like, I don't listen to.
I don't listen to that nigga.
That's hilarious.
I'm more of a J. Cole, Jay-Z, Kendrick kind of person.
Hey.
But it's like,
Wake him up.
sure, I guess you can book Little TK. I don't know.
Little take
Take
care.
And that happened more than one time. So it was just like,
It was a regular
now I'm the black guy. You got to come for like
Approval.
black
urban
approval. You're
hip hop.
black
Right.
So have you been hit with the double-sided compliment yet? Like, well, you know, you keep your ears to the street. Are you listening to? Have you been hit with one of those yet?
Not exactly that, but it's basically what they get at sometimes. And I'm like,
Yikes.
all right.
Hey, no, that's,
So I like R&B.
Yeah.
You guys want to ask me about that?
yeah, I'm gonna make a sound.
Right.
Well, bitch, you just walked up and assumed I knew everything about my
Like, I
culture,
know a
which
little
I
bit.
do, but still. Still.
Ask me about Taylor Swift. Maybe I have an answer.
I don't.
Definitely don't.
But still.
You know, fucking
like
Swift.
you
Taylor Swift.
What about y'all, man? Have y'all experienced microaggressions? If so, run that shit. How they look? How have they
I'm gonna run that shit.
Put you on the game. I'm at a billionaire crib. He walk up to me. Kyrie, my brother from another mother, my boy. I am froze.
Right.
Yeah.
Because this nigga is a billionaire. His throw rug is my salary.
Yeah.
But you don't talk like that.
Right.
You don't talk like that.
Chill out.
You don't tell everybody you're your boy and raise your arms and get all loud. You had a couple sips of the yak.
Right.
And you cutting up in this motherfucker. Now I'm your brother for you want to do all.
Right.
You can get your crack ass off me. But, like, you know, how am I supposed to feel when you said, hey, how you doing? Hey, how you doing? Hey, how you Gary, my boy. And I'm the blackest thing in here outside of my belt.
Yeah. He tried to hit you with the reverse Obama KD.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? When he went and he
Yes.
shook all the hands, and then he like,
The little down.
He essentially did everything but say my nigga.
right.
And it felt like he even said
said
it.
that.
Might as
because
well at
he
that
didn't
point.
say
Yeah.
it. He had the energy of my nigga. And I'm like,
Yeah.
I just met you today.
Right.
Damn.
I'm
The fuck?
I'm another person sitting here at this table.
Microaggressions,
Right.
they cut deep though.
Yeah, they do.
Oh no.
I felt one like something like that. One of my old jobs, like it was just old, dude, but he wasn't rich, so that was the difference. Like he old as hell, and like he would just, I could tell like the way he was talking, like he was putting extra emphasis on words, like slang, like slanging the fuck out of them for no reason. I'm like,
Are you
bro,
okay?
am I supposed to stand it up in here right now? I need this little check right now, so I'm just gonna chill, bro. Like, so I like just like fake laughing off like ha ha, and just trying to keep my distance from like.
I'm good for a
You
fake
know what?
laugh at work.
And the crazy thing is, I had other like black like co-workers. They'd be like, "Yeah, like, do he be doing A, B, and C with you?" I'm like, "Y'all thought I was tweaking. Like, I wasn't gonna really say nothing, but yo, he be wilding in here. Like, so it should be crazy. It be like little jabs. Like, I think they be testing me. Like, let me see how far I can push it. And then like next time it's like a step further and a step further. So like, I'm finna either lose my job or just stop fucking with you. So it's either one. Like, I'm just trying to stay away from you, bro, because I'm finna get fired if I have to say something to you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nah, I had it bad at a job, man. It was so bad. So we had this manager, and I just noticed that when she would talk to non-blacks, you know, it's very poised, chest is up, whatever. But when she would talk to me, I would get a lot more like hand gestures and and so. And I thought this was like maybe I'm tweaking, but then there was a meeting that I missed because I was out speaking, and this very same person just said like, "Oh, it's so difficult to set up our team meetings. Like I just feel like a raccoon, and like y'all are my little raccoon babies." And there was one more black baby, and there was one more black person in the room. And
Raccoon
she had texted me. She said, "This bitch just called us some coons."
Oh.
And so that affirmed to me, like, yo, I'm not tweaking on these gestures and this mannerism
Hey,
because you
good.
said you feel like a mama raccoon and we
Raccoon.
are little raccoon babies.
That shit crazy.
Didn't she say I'm a mama gorilla after that? And they was like, that's no better. or something?
Yeah. She tried to name another.
When I
yeah.
Stop
you,
it.
the lady never, ever, ever in her wildest dreams said that to me, but waited
Right.
to say that about Reggie.
That shit
I
crazy.
say,
In
bro.
shock.
Wait, why do you think she felt more comfortable saying that shit to you than you?
How much nigger do you show them?
Right.
I showed them. No, I'm from out west. I'm from
Ample.
down the street from downtown. So although I just put whatever I got on, this shit can go really sideways really fast.
Yeah.
Reggie's a lot more composed. He's
Right.
good at code switching. He's good at,
Yeah.
breathing.
Yeah. All right. Taking a moment.
I've been the twitching pop
Right,
and
right,
never
right,
prayed
right,
the whole
right.
time.
And I asked that because like I haven't been tried to that magnitude at my job, right? The worst that'll happen,
It's coming.
we'll see.
Oh, it has
I
to.
mean, here's the thing. I put on a real code switch, yeah, but good exterior, like don't say no crazy shit.
That's important.
Because
to
I'm
give-
not gonna take it lightly. Like
Facts.
the worst I get is like someone not listening to me. Like for example, right? We was planning for some event and they wanted to do the projector outside at noon, 12 noon, prime sunlight. Why would you put a projector outside that needs darkness, right, to shine bright in sunlight. I'm like, let's just do the TV. Folks like, well, let's set up the projector anyways, just to. Bro, you literally pay me to know about this shit.
Yeah.
Listen to me.
Yeah.
But
Bro.
it was like a side, like I just witnessed the microaggression, right? It was an older white man, right? And it was this I have a Hispanic coworker. He's just trying to play his role so he can move up in the company. And I guess he felt real comfortable with him, and he's like, "Oh yeah, you know, we were talking about redoing some lighting fixtures in a specific like chapel or whatever." And he was like, "Oh yeah, you know, we got to keep it all nice, put the plastic on there and everything." And I'm just looking at my Hispanic, he's like grandmother's couch, his plastico and blah. I'm looking at my Hispanic friend like, "You just gonna take that?" I'm not gonna say nothing because you know what I'm saying. Like I'm lower than on the totem pole than both of y'all, but. Nah, bro. He would never say that shit to me. Never. And if he did, I'd lose my job.
That's interesting. That's interesting to me. 'Cause I don't know how to like keep a boundary with like how much to show like while code switching. I feel like kind of what Kyrie was saying. If you there long enough, like you gonna like low key like just start to act that way. And
what is that way though? You determine.
I would say like super
Right.
proper at work, cause like I at a certain I didn't even realize this till somebody that wasn't even black at my job said it, and but she wasn't black or white, and she was like, I thought I was just talking. I said you all, and she was like, why'd you say that? I'm looking like, what you talking about? And she's like, you could say y'all. So I'm looking like, it clicked later like, oh, did you expect me like to talk with slang? I can't speak proper, like. So like over time, I think. Which is not bad to be able to like, you know, formulate proper sentences, but like I guess off the jump she was like, yeah, you can talk like you can say y'all to us, and I was like,
What if I don't say y'all?
I don't need your
like,
permission to be black.
So I'm like, wait, what are you talking about? She was like, yeah, you can like, you know.
Talk
Let me
your
go get a donut or some shit. Let me fix it real quick. 'Cause you gonna piss me off, bro.
It's
Like,
always the
I'm like,
I don't.
What are you talking
Right.
about?
You gotta say you don't. Every time they're like,
yeah.
you know.
I don't.
Oh no, like how Sam Jackson told the white reporter, he was like, say nigga. He's like, say it. And the white reporter's like, he was scared. He's like, no.
Oh, that wasn't Sam. Was that Morgan Freeman? Was that Morgan Freeman?
Nah, I think that
was Samuel Jackson.
I think it was Sam Jackson. He was like, say nigga.
It was Samuel Jackson.
Samuel Jackson's telling people to say nigga?
Yes, because he was trying to infer some other shit, and he was like, why don't you just say it? Say it. Right? On some,
But that
if you're going to be
like
racist.
a whole nother clip now.
I can't I don't know what the clip was or where it formed from, but I know it was Sam Jackson, right? And he was talking to a white reporter, and he was like, "Say nigga," because he was trying to imply some other shit. He was like, "If you gonna be racist, be racist." But he was like saying, he's like, "I can't. Can you? Say, you know what I'm saying? No, I'm not gonna say it. You say it."
I feel like I'm watching this happen, and I don't see his
You know,
face. But we're not gonna find
You know
it.
what I'm talking about. You know.
Yeah, I know
what I'm
exactly what you're talking
You know what I'm talking about. We can find the clip. Maybe we'll put it in there.
Facts. Facts.
You know, there's been a lot of controversy surrounding the usage of the N-word in this movie, and
No, nobody, none. The word would be.
Oh, I don't want to say it.
Why not?
I don't like to say it.
Have you ever said it?
No, sir.
Try it.
I don't like to say it.
Try it.
Really? Seriously?
We're not going to have this conversation unless you say it. You want to move on to another question?
Okay. Awesome. I don't want to say it.
Come on.
No, for me, I do kind of like the opposite. I do know I'm going to insert my nigga at work. You know what I mean? It's just like, when do I reveal my nigga card? You know what I mean? But just because you know, when you get my nigga, he ain't leaving. And so that's what I think the switch was at that company, because I did come in like, oh, let me show y'all I can do this shit because I really do this shit. And I did see the level of success he had at this workplace, so I'm like, all right, let me code switch. But then it started to fuck with me. Like, it started to eat at me. And so that's when I switched, like, unleash nigga. Like,
Unleash nigga.
Nigga unlocked. Django.
No, he's not lying.
Kanye,
what did Kanye say?
Unchained.
Once a nigga turn up and be Ali, you can't never turn a nigga back to cash. It's like, and so we was in this environment where these people who are supposed to be well off were not that well off, and these were supposed to be the creme de la creme, but they were actually shit buckets. And so what happened? they were shit buckets with name badges. So what happens when you get behind the scenes and you see that in your wildest dreams, the change that you imagine is nowhere near?
Yeah.
Not that it won't happen, but it's just not it's nowhere near. Like the idea that you have an ally that you can link up with is actually few and far in between. And most people are actually out for themselves and still are really fucked up behind closed doors, behind the hashtags and the Twitters and the shirts and the fists.
Yeah.
It was just it's a mind fuck.
Yeah.
It's a different type of mind fuck.
Crazy.
All right, let's switch gears a bit.
I just think about like all the memes where it'd be like when I come in for my interview, hair slick, and then when I show up for my first day, fro, or like the moment I get off work, take the wig off, let the fro out or whatever.
You seen the one when the bear is like unzipping itself? But I'm the one when it was unzipping, it's a demon on the inside.
Right. That shit funny.
Like, Gary, why do you play such violent music after our meetings?
Right.
It's the voice for me.
I'm down on Wabash Blast after a team meeting. You know.
All right, so let's switch gears. All right, so enough about white people. Because being black at work, right, you may not actually just work with white folks, right? So what does being black at work look like when you work in a predominantly black setting? When majority of your coworkers, not just black, when majority of your coworkers are people of color, when it's not so uptight and white, like what does that look like?
Couldn't tell you. I don't know.
To touch on that, I do work with the all-black organization now, and it's all-black in the sense of from leadership, founding,
That's beautiful.
board of directors. It was founded on the west side of Chicago in the Austin community by some black men who, formerly had gang ties or street ties, wanted to make a change, so they started to coach sports.
Yep.
They saw a need for truancy, anti-gang stuff. They saw a need for gang intervention, safe passage ways to schools, and so they started doing those things. But they moved into a more reactionary. That's more reactionary, right? So we want to get proactive, and so about 4 years ago, they started adding a mental health component so that they can provide clinical mental health therapy to people in the neighborhood. And we actually do have a contract with Medicaid, so it's for free to people who need it the most, so to speak. And so those services look like from parenting classes to anger management to grief circles, because a lot of times black people don't even need medicine. We just need talk therapy. We never ever talked it out.
Yeah.
And so the difference is the love, man. Like even when one of the board of directors is busting my balls, it don't feel the same.
Right.
And and we not talking about kids on the west side in any community like their number, like they're a potential grant, like they are like there's a ROI on them.
Yeah.
We're talking about them like that's our little cousin. Yeah. Like that's somebody we was once. And it's like, man, it's different. My soul feel a little bit better. Some people still be dicks, you can be a dick human, but it doesn't feel as malicious. Yeah. And so it's just a little bit different.
No, I feel that. And same, man. I've now worked at 3 places that are predominantly people of color. And it feels completely different when my manager is like, listen, if y'all need a mental health day, let me know.
Yeah.
Actually, we both need one. You want to take a mental health day? Let's have a meeting at a restaurant that you enjoy. And let's really download what we are feeling right now. You know what I mean? It does. It that stress of I could be wrong, I could be right. And really what it is when we work with white people, there's always the thought that I can be set up or I can be fired. And when working with people of color, it's just this thing where man, maybe we can talk out some shit. Maybe you will come to me when you see a problem may happen instead of 2 weeks after the problems happen and you've already created my realignment plan.
Right.
You know what I mean? It just feels like you actually care about me as a person. And not that I'm a part of this big company, even though I still may be.
Right.
So working with people of color, at least for me, has been amazing. I don't want to do shit else. I don't never want to work with somewhere where it's not predominantly blacks no more.
To touch on what you were saying, basically, I agree with that wholeheartedly. I also think they have moments, right, where say there's an older black woman, but she's not older. She's not like a grandma, but she could be like your mom or whatever, right? And she hits you with that pull by the ear dictation, you know what I'm saying? Or that pull by the ear, come in my office, like, you know better. You should do better. Like, even though, yes, it still is like from a place of love, right? You might not want to hear that because you're a grown-ass man. What about that? You know what I'm saying? It's like, I appreciate the, hey, straighten up and fly right, but also I think you're not my mom. I have a mom. You know what I'm saying? Like, but I do appreciate, I've worked at one predominantly black spot, and it was great. It was super comfortable, it was lax, and it was welcoming, and it felt like home. Also, it felt like you don't have to pull my ear that hard.
I mean, I'm so honored that I don't share those same experiences.
Yeah.
No, I'm for real, because like every place that I've worked at where it's predominantly black people, like the leadership has always asked, like, how do you like to be led? Like, what? You're gonna meet me where I am?
Right.
You know what I mean? Because like, you're not gonna baby me at work. This is unprofessional and sexual harassment.
Right.
You know what I mean?
And that's what I'm.
What experience?
Hey, look.
That's what I'm saying. I've always had it where they ask me how I like to be
what
led,
job you work?
and they followed as such.
And that's what I'm saying. I had one overseer or whatever that was
Overseer?
Not, I mean, supervisor. What do you?
Massa?
Shit.
What do you want to call it?
Damn, you just triggered the fuck out of me. I said, you had a who?
I don't like the word boss or like supervisor or overseer. I don't like none of that shit.
You get
but
straight to the nitty gritty.
I really don't like none of that shit. But I mean, what do we call it?
Fucking boss and supervisor.
Right.
They're
Whatever.
wrong. We gotta
I
acknowledge
don't
their
like
role.
none of but
Yeah,
I
but you
don't
gonna
like
say it
none
like
of
this
that.
is normal
Nigga
that he
said
called
master.
it.
I'm here
Nigga
typing.
said master.
I never said massa, but anywho, I
You
had
said master?
Don't
You
Oh
said you
my
called
God.
him master?
Anywho,
he fucking with you, bro.
I'm aware. But listen, I had one boss, right? She was dope, super dope. She definitely met me where I was, right? And if I was not where I should be, she was like, you better, you know what I'm saying? It was a different approach to it. Like, how can we XYZ? And then she left and then was replaced by another female boss or whatever, and she was very much so like, I don't have time for this. Which, okay, cool, you don't have time for this, then don't devote time to like trying to pull my ear. Like, say, all right, man, just, hey, look, I'm gonna send you this email. Look, your performance is great, it's much appreciated. These past few weeks, you should do better. Cool. But just the demeanor that it just wasn't.
And you know,
It was very like, oh, I'm your mom, but
and like, I sometimes people care the wrong way.
right.
But, damn, please care. Like, I
I
know.
I would say if it was that, or if it was just being fired, I'll
and
take
see,
that.
and even outside of just being fired, man, it's just so cold, dark, and empty on the other
Oh,
side.
yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
the warmth of black love and appreciation. Like,
Right.
work with New Life, New Solutions. Work with us. We love to partner with you. I realize, you know, once again, you know, working with black people isn't perfect.
Yeah.
But being treated like a human
Right.
feels so different.
Yeah.
Sometimes.
That's not New
Like,
Life
I'm
the
not-
Church, is it?
No, nothing like church.
No, I'm saying New Life the
Oh,
Church.
no, it's
Okay,
not.
no affiliation.
But one of the board members is a pastor.
Okay.
So on the board member, we have therapists, we have engineers, we have pastors, we have coaches of sports, because we need people from all walks.
Right.
That's why I said partner with us, because it doesn't matter what you do, it's important. And let's make sure that if you do work with people who are of a vulnerable community, let's get them some services.
Right.
We know how hard it is
Yeah.
being black. It's hard as fuck.
It's so many people don't give black people the benefit of the doubt.
And that's what I'm saying. You won't get that if you are not around black people. Like, if something happened right now, our HR person is a person of color. You know, when our board say something, our board agreed on something. There was people of color that came up with us, black
Right.
people.
Right.
So like I get to lower a defense that I damn near never get to ever lower.
Right.
And that's why I think it's just like, damn, like, it's not perfect, but fuck, it feels.
Oh yeah,
good.
it's much better. It's
feels-
much better.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
So we looking at comfortability. Wait, did you have something?
No, y'all snap. Go ahead.
Okay. Right. And so we
Crazy,
look.
bro.
I see how we're talking about this level of comfortability with like leadership and stuff like that. But I got a question that really is dear to my heart, and that is, can you be friends with your coworkers?
Ooh.
I think
Black spaces, white spaces, whatever. Can you be friends with your coworkers?
it kind of depends on the coworker. Like, you can tell when someone was like grew up in a more, I'd say, urban environment or like a similar background. It'll be easier to be like friends with them outside of work, rather than someone that came from a completely different walk of life per se. I don't know.
Okay. I think it's levels to it.
Yeah.
Honestly, like
It definitely is
we can
levels to
talk
it.
outside of work. Like I definitely have people. I'm like we talk outside of work. Like we text, we like hit each other on IG or whatever. But like we ain't meeting up to kick it. And I feel like I just try to keep like we was talking about that boundary in another episode. Like maybe after I leave this job or like after you leave the job, then we can fuck with each other for real. But like. It, like you said, kind of what you say. It depends on the coworker. Like I gotta really feel you out, and it may take like a little minute to like really get a good feel for you, because you might be on date and you might flip the script on like somewhere along the line. I never know. So it's possible though. I think it's possible, but for me, it's levels to it though. Like, I can't fuck with you off the jump.
I think it can also have something to do with the place of employment that y'all are at as well. I've been fortunate enough to create a job at my place, and it really doesn't fit in any circle that may be there. Also, that place is just a really stale place to work. So stale.
No seasoning, huh?
None.
Oh,
None.
not even salt.
It's not even fried,
Not
dyed,
even
laid
salt.
to the side. Nathaniel, Nate Dogg.
Not even the parsley.
Not no parsley.
Seasoned with hope. He put hope and pepper on this.
None of that. But I created
Fucking Hope and Pepper. And he was the pepper.
I am the pepper.
That's damn near too deep. Hold on. That's too deep.
Talking about he was a law.
I was the joint before this.
Hey, y'all stupid.
I'm sorry,
bro.
man. You can't
That's
put us in the
deep.
room
That's
together.
deep.
Yeah, bro.
But like I know people that have like worked at Complex, and it's like, oh, we both are 28. We both work for or 26 or whatever your age is. We both work for Complex, right? We young. We in a new city together. You went to this HBCU. I went to the. It's like okay, cool. This job, which was a cool place, right? This got some flavor to it, maybe, or even if it's BET, it's got a little extra seasoning. You know what I'm saying? Some Lawry's.
It's fried hard with lemon pepper.
Extra mild sauce. Extra mild
Ooh,
sauce.
shit.
Then we could be friends.
Right. But you can find common ground because it's a cool place to work, and you might be able to develop a friendship there.
Yeah.
I'm not agreeing.
That's okay.
The thing is, because like I don't think we understand how far being associates can really go. Like we talk even outside of work, we may talk because we work here, but chances are this relationship will not still stand if I go somewhere the fuck else. Like there's only like one instance where I can say a coworker have become my actual friend, and that's because we experienced so much pain and trauma at a job together. And like at one point we even like looked at each other and said like we had to acknowledge we were the same type of black.
Yeah.
And we like
know who you're
embraced
talking about.
each other.
Yeah, I
We
know. I like
realized
y'all,
that we was
son.
the same type of black. And like that's one of the only coworkers that I have to this day that now I'm like years removed from that job, and we actually still communicate. We'll set up lunch or dinner. Like we talk to each other about our shit.
So then it is possible.
But so yes, but we also had to remove we had to remove ourselves to get closer. So yes, it is possible. I just don't agree that like because I'm here, we're gonna be friends. Like because in my mind, we are
Right.
still associates. We
Right.
don't
I'm
become
not-
friends until after.
It
this
definitely takes more than
Yeah.
just the job, but if there's so many things that like you guys can build off of, then yeah.
Yeah, so I guess you can. It just depends on how much I have in common outside of the job. Like the job wouldn't be one of the factoring components
Right.
of our friendship. It like, what's up? You smoke weed? Like, what's up? You want revolution? You into liberation?
Right.
Like, what's up? You like,
That's
you know,
true.
what's up? Like, how you get your wings, man?
Yep.
Don't talk crazy and tell me you get ketchup to the side like Kim K. I don't see a fate for our friendship. This is an associate. You're an associate. Don't add me on Facebook. Fuck you, talking.
Man, so okay, so
Somebody
then
here
for y'all, like, is there a difference in like friends and coworkers? So it's like you have a friend that's a coworker, and then is there a difference?
What you mean?
And just friends and coworkers. Like it sounds like some of y'all be buddy as hell with y'all like coworkers, and so like, what happens that make y'all go from coworker to friend?
Ooh. Well, like I said, it's those commonalities. Like, you said it.
Right.
Like, we
I
realize
mean-
we the same type of black. It's black is a spectrum.
Yeah.
So if you in this fancy black like he falls in, and we in the same place being traumatized together, you might we just went through it. We done went through it. That's why they say friendship take time, right? What did we go through? Yeah. So, you know, maybe I'm a 2K person. You play 2K, you talking crazy? All right, we got a commonality. Like, nah, for real, though. Like, my player is my life.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? We online hooping afterwards to 4 in the morning. That's the difference. So it depends on, you know, what type of commonalities you have, if it can go beyond that work.
I agree.
Yeah. It's gonna take more than a few happy hours to be my friend.
Listen, straight up.
You about to advertise us, we gonna be friends quick as hell.
You take the check. You take the check.
If you get Brussels sprouts over mozzarella sticks, we ain't got no chance, motherfucker. No chance.
I need
know.
a both type of person. That's what I'm saying. Blow the bag.
getting
Let me
involved.
know.
Sprouts is
I
My
rock
love
with
language.
Brussels sprouts.
You do?
Yes.
We are not
All
the
right,
same
the
type of
podcast
black.
is over.
Not
Let me stop.
He said we are not the same type of black because you get Brussels sprouts. How the fuck that's toxic?
But see, he put he put turkey neck in his kale, so we not the
Fucking
same.
green.
No, it's not.
It's
Watch
not.
your mouth.
Yeah.
The camera's rolling.
Correct him.
Tell a lie.
I promise you, I wish I had that bowl right here so I could put it to the camera. You would not tell. You can't tell that
It
this
looked
just
the
kale.
same.
You're right. We're not the same type of black. You are
eat kale.
your
You eat
people
kale.
into good health. What type
Talking about
of shit?
tricking.
Tricking her.
Listen,
What type of mama shit is
Bamboozled.
that?
Big Mama
Hoodwink.
Piggy losing her arm, nigga.
Yeah, you ain't lying. You ain't lying.
Maybe she needs.
Or was it her leg?
She's a kid.
Listen,
Hey, you seen the boondock? Or was it her leg? You seen the boondock?
Yeah, when they chopped up different limbs.
It was like
depending on the
it lost her
story.
leg. Nigga, it was her arm. Like,
He just so bad. He's so dumb.
all right, man. Let's start
I
to
can't
wrap
wait
this
till
up.
season
We're
5.
about to get the wildin', so let's start to wrap this up. And I actually got 2 questions for the wrap up. So we're gonna do the first one, go around, and come with the second one. So like, what advice do you have for someone that feels like they have to tone down their blackness in non-black workspaces? What advice do you have for that person?
look, I'm gonna say this. I wrote don't, and that was it.
Yeah.
Okay, Tilla.
But-
Tilla.
Don't. But I will implore you to just create some sort of barrier without having to say it, right, between the two uncommonalities, right? And in my perspective, that's just what I do, right? I've been able and blessed, and I don't know, just maybe it's the way I carry myself, but I've created that do not cross this in my demeanor when I like approach my coworkers and people at work.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't think you should really try to. If you tone down your blackness, then you're toning down like your own personality, like yourself, and I feel like that you'll drive yourself crazy, and then you gotta go to work every day and be like not you. It'll just be.
Jumped
I
out,
would
huh?
not like. I couldn't do that. Like, I don't know. I would need like a whole therapist to undo all of that.
Woo!
Like,
That's where I'm at.
Listen. Kyrie, you
No,
got
you
it.
go, Reggie. You look like you supposed to speak to God.
You don't have to close it out, Reggie. You don't have to close it
I
out.
can relate.
Well, no, because that's the thing, right? Like you do feel like a crazy person.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like you absolutely lose a piece of your mind when you mentally prepare yourself. You wake up every morning to tone down your blackness. Like to know, like I want to say, nigga, you tripping right now, but I have to say, oh, I don't think I quite agree. Like, you know what I mean? Like
Whoa.
you know what I mean? Like that eats at you. Like, cause then you get to walking away from the meetings and you're like, yo, was I too harsh? And you know good and damn well you wanted to say that was fucking stupid, but you couldn't say it like that. You know what I mean? So my advice to a person who feel like they got to tone down their blackness, I would say make sure your resume updated and you start just prepare to leave. Prepare to leave because you staying there can affect you for far longer than your tenure at that place of work.
That's
so
true.
you got to get the fuck
That's true.
ASAP.
Get the fuck.
Man.
My advice for that nigga.
Y'all snap, bro. Look, hey, y'all
You know what's wild? I have to take the other stance.
What's the other stance?
You will have to tone your blackness. I won't lie to your black ass. If you're a black person watch this, I don't want to lie to you. You looking at 5 niggas that did tone it. This nigga say you all. This nigga work for Live Nation. I hope to God they hire me one day for something. This nigga, you heard his education background act in one of these episodes.
I'm dead.
Have you seen the type of stuff this man done did? With whom he's done it with?
You know, with whom?
So, shut up.
Okay. Are you toning down?
I say all that to say, like, all of us has been guilty, whether it be, you know, how we say something, how we do something, or, you know, the habits we pick up. But what I will say is it's about balance.
Yeah.
If you feel like your soul is dying, get the
And,
fuck
yeah,
out of there.
Oh,
But you gotta
instantly.
learn to swim in this water. This the world.
Yeah.
So you gonna have to learn. So for some people it is we get wild with the hell. I get disrespectful.
Instantly.
I will
Put all the
niggerly-
designs.
I'm talking about lining, eyebrow slash, hair locks.
Double-
not the
Double lines.
I'm baby Future at work.
Right. Put the blonde patch in your shit.
What?
All that. Go crazy.
Hey.
For some people, they need the dashikis.
Yeah.
Some people got the afro,
ump,
whatever.
all that, yeah.
The ump, whatever it is, do you so that you can have that balance while you attempt to get everything you need while swimming so that you can go and do it for your people with your people. So I feel like I served my time in white America. White America.
Well
That's why I
served in
wanted to
time.
start working with black people. Because I was like, I learned how to tread water. I'm going, nigga.
No cap, I definitely did accidentally forget that I had like a bandana on my shit like all day because I ain't have a line.
That's a
And
part
I
of the
wore that
culture,
shit
though.
all day, yo. Like literally nobody said anything to me. So that's why I just feel like I really have that bandana.
And see, the thing is, I'm so sensitive with energy. If people don't say something to me because they fear me, I feel that versus nobody says nothing to me because, nigga, we know you need a line. We saw you the other day. We was going to say something, but it's work.
Facts. So have we got anything for those
Y'all
people?
hear both aspects. The tone it down, don't tone it down. I ain't got nothing to say. Y'all went crazy.
Okay, decent.
ahead.
All right, so the last question to go around the table then, getting advice for some newbies, right? So what advice do you have for someone who works in a predominantly black space and feel pressure to like get closer to other coworkers?
Don't.
Because
Gotta
sometimes,
put the sound bite on. You the sound guy.
because for real though, when you are in predominant or just like non-white spaces or spaces of color, like there is just this feeling of like, oh, we are a family, y'all. We are a family. We love each other. Like
That's
the potlucks be having real life greens and hams and fucking stuffed turkeys with dressing and not stuffing. You know what I mean? Like that's how it be in these spaces. So like, what advice do y'all have for that person who's in a predominant space of like color, but feels pressured to get closer to other coworkers?
Be strategic. I mean, you know what I'm saying? Like, get close as far as you are willing to allow yourself to get close to. At the moment that it feels uncomfortable, like, don't get closer. You know what I'm saying? Also, you can realize that, like, yes, after you go home, after the workday is done, you can go home, right? And then once you go, like, you don't have to give your number to that person. You could, you know, let's say they hit you like, oh yeah, you know, let me get your number, bro, so we could, oh, you could have my Instagram.
Oh!
No, you know, but even then, you don't want them to have your Instagram. So let's just connect on Facebook.
The
Send me an
LinkedIn.
email.
Just don't
I want
do
you
it.
to have my
Just don't
Facebook.
do it. Like,
Holla at me tomorrow. I'll be at work.
okay, look.
Or that. Or that.
But I'll see you tomorrow.
I mean, it's a way.
What's my number
it's,
for?
it's a way to send them off. You see, so it's
I'll
just
see you in the lunchroom.
be strategic.
Pen pal.
Yeah, you gotta be strategic.
Be
Okay,
strategic.
I like that.
Yeah, I mean, going back to what y'all had said earlier, like find the people you have common things in common with, or like if y'all the same black or whatever. So, for me, I just realize that I don't have to be super close with everybody at my job. There are very few people that stand out, like just based off the energy we had together. Like you may be an old ass lady, but like just the conversation we had, I feel your energy and I click with you more. So I say definitely pay attention to like the energy and vibes you get from people. Just because y'all all black, like you don't have to fuck with everybody the same way at the job. So definitely just go like, this relationship don't feel forced. I'm gonna stay closer with this person. I'm gonna still be cool with everybody or be cordial, but I'm gonna just rock with who I rock with. Don't force it.
What up? Y'all got something?
Pressure, I think pressure is in your mind. So like if you feel pressure, take a deep breath. Look deep inside, realize that you're being soft, and stop caring.
Release that pressure.
Release it. Sometimes I be getting pressure. I be like, what? Fuck people. Oh my God.
Right.
Oh
Actually,
my God. Why would I? And sometimes we have to remind ourselves, this nigga eat Hot Pockets. Fuck him. This nigga can't even parallel park good. Fuck him. I'm not gonna let their opinion have any weight on me.
They brought their leftovers from Outback and called it food prepping.
This motherfucker got a tag on. They taking it back when they done. I'm better than that. I'm not the best, but I'm better than that. Okay?
He really experienced this shit for real.
I ain't gonna lie to you, bro.
I'm meal prep. Bitch, it's Chipotle. What you mean you meal prep?
All you did was cut that fucking burrito bowl in half and eat it now and later. That's not meal prepping, bitch. That's leftover.
that's candy. Fuck you mean?
I feel like you just attacked me for talking about leftovers ain't meal prepping.
Devin, what advice you got, man?
Don't try to pass it to me. You're going crazy. I ain't got nothing to follow up that.
Somebody go fucking report this. Y'all post it. They gonna feel attacked. They trying to cook for that black ass
He
nigga.
can't even parallel park.
Hey, don't bring that nigga back to you.
Oh, wait. All right, I'm gonna wrap this.
Not too much on the parallel park.
Y'all see how we coming. So the only piece of advice I have for that person, honestly, is remember the hours that you work, okay? Do not stay later. Don't, especially if it ain't work, and if it is work, then take it to a space not that. Because what's going to happen is the stay late crew, that's what's going to start to feel like family. They're going to be the ones that, let's order something else, or let's go for drinks. Nah, if you know you want to keep that distance because you don't know how to set them boundaries yet, come to work on time and leave the fuck on time too. Okay. But that's it for this episode, man, because it's about to get crazy. Again, shout out to Kyrie, the comic. Thank you so much for pulling up on us, man.
Follow me at Kyrie the comic.
What's in your cup? What's going on?
That's because his Cash App name freaky as hell.
Drop he called him out.
Shut up. I want to donate.
All right, so if y'all doing to donate, my Cash App is $FaceFirst69. Who thought of that? But anyway, I do have an Instagram. I dropped a pilot called Black Twitter, where I talk about the topics that are trending on Black Twitter. Let me know what y'all think. That I want y'all input.
Hey, that sounds kind of fire.
Kyrie the comic, KYRIEDA comic. I'm that type of black. So yeah, man, I appreciate y'all getting tuned with me, and if y'all want to help with black mental health, get in tune with me too. I'm y'all guy. Entertainment-wise, if you're ever looking for somebody to book, let me know. I'm not sure if anybody here knows people that book comedians, near or far. But if you're ever looking so serious,
for the people that's not watching on YouTube.
So with that being said, man, as y'all see, the world is sick. The niggas at this table is sick.
Sicker.
Ew. But as always, good conversation is the cure. Please, let's end this fucking episode.
This motherfucker longer than a wink line. We gotta end
Oh, my God. Sick.